Short sellers should not be short the market. Here's an analyst explaining that the S&P 500 has been priced in and that we are going to scale even higher. And essentially, a recession is not what people think it is.
Are you willing to wait with them?
I don't want to be short this market. It's been, obviously we had a very bad year last year, and we've been in a trading range now for a year, right? I mean, from that initial June momentum low, we've been going sideways, and that's a long time for the market to be in limbo, right? The market generally goes up 10% per year over the long term, 60-70% of the time. So for the market to go down and then sit around for a year takes you really far below that trend, which makes sense because we were kind of in a bubble a little bit in 2021. But we're getting to the point where the market's going to want to declare itself, and the consensus, I think, is kind of short. A lot of people waiting for that elusive recession to start, for that shoe to drop, and it's not dropping, at least not yet.
So do you think it's not going to happen? Because I don't understand how you can say we have seen the lows if we still think the recession's coming.
Well, I often have this conversation with our clients, and when people hear the word recession, it's a very triggering thing because the only recession in the last several decades was the financial crisis, which of course was a perfect storm, but most recessions don't look like that. So what I always tell them, if you're going to trade on the recession, you need to know when it starts, how long it's going to last, how deep it's going to be, and how much of it is priced in. That's 4 variables that nobody knows in real time.
But isn't there like an average recession? You see 20% decline in the market?
Yes, and we saw a 28% decline last year. So oftentimes the bear market is already over before the recession starts. But my point is, we could be in a rolling recession, right? Manufacturing.
He goes over how oftentimes people are waiting for this bottom, but it's just not yet coming. And that's exactly what short sellers might be doing here, and they may get squeezed out of their positions. On top of that, we posted a video earlier talking about new analyst price targets on the S&P 500, moving them up to 4,500, down from 3,500 to 4,000, which is absolutely insane, raising them even 500 points.
Which you've upgraded as well, but now your price target goes to 4,550. It's the second highest.
So it seems as if everybody, even the higher ups, have been waiting for this bottom to hit, and the Fed might actually pull off this, maybe not a soft landing, but maybe avoided a new low, at least a new relative low on the SPY. Now, retail investors who drove stocks like AMC, GameStop, and the quote-unquote meme stocks, the media is now saying we're doing it, but with AI stocks once again.
The meme craze, the companies were AMC, Bed Bath & Beyond, GameStop, all of which had some certain kinds of challenges.
Retail is not that far removed from having been relatively burned by chasing a lot of the kind of bright, shiny objects in the market in the last year and a half, 2 years. I do think that the distinction you set up there, John, is important. The meme stock craze, if we're talking about the true original memes, it really was just this kind of us against them. We're going to essentially, punish the short sellers who seem like they're, inflicting some injustice on these companies. Whereas now, AI is a very open-ended technological disruption change. To me, it really more reflects something similar to what was going on coincident with the meme craze, which was the ARK Invest type disruptive tech move where that seemed like sky's the limit, but for different reasons.
Well, let's keep going on this, looking at the companies that are driving it. With the meme craze, the companies were AMC, Bed Bath & Beyond, GameStop, all of which had some certain kinds of challenges. We can see that reflected in what they've done since. But now this AI excitement is driven by NVIDIA, C3 AI, Supermicro, for example, which uses a lot of NVIDIA chips. Does the size, Gunjan, of these companies that are sort of the poster children of these movements matter?
I think it does. What's interesting, though, is that since the meme craze in 2021, there's just been this, this combination of activity. Stocks can go viral more quickly than ever before. Retail investors are more involved in the markets than they've ever been. And options trading has just hit record after record. So when we step back and ask ourselves, is this a meme trade? It's because all these factors can combine to drive just giant moves in stocks, whether it's a $1 trillion company like NVIDIA, or Tesla or GameStop and AMC. And I think we saw this at play with the regional bank stocks, in March, where people were like, what is driving these insane moves in PacWest and Metropolitan Bank? And it's because, in part, you have these market structure forces.
Nvidia, over the past couple of months, has lost short sellers over $8 billion. Short sellers got squeezed out of Nvidia. They're also talking about another chip stock as well as C3 AI. Now, is this just because retail investors band together and bought AI stocks because it is going to be the new wave, it is going to be the new sector and the next step in technology? Or is it because, once again, short sellers made a bad decision and shorted AI stocks when they're coming about and being that next step in technology? Sometimes it just doesn't make sense in my head, but I want to point out something in this clip as well, that they realize retail has power, or at least they're stating retail has power. Retail is moving these major stocks, trillion-dollar company like Nvidia. Short sellers are also in Tesla. Tesla has been ripping heads off. Short sellers are getting burned in Tesla, Nvidia, C3 AI, soon to be AMC, GameStop, Mullen, and all of the other squeeze plays. Take a look at the screenshot from Twitter and let me know what you think about this in the comments down below. Is it starting next week? This has AMC, Ape barcoding, Ethereum Classic, SHIB, Dogecoin, a few others having a major flush over the weekend. And we know all of these meme coins, Ethereum Classic, SHIB, Doge, correlate over to AMC, correlate over to GameStop. AMC is nearing that relative low. We talked about how when it went down to $3.82, the on-balance volume indicator got extremely high. There's way too much demand down there. If we flash crash back to that point, right, to that point, while the S&P 500 continues to rip, if they may pause in June, pause rate hikes, or even if the S&P 500 does continue to climb, right, because it has been climbing nonstop, it's still on top of the Bollinger Bands. I thought it looked weak. It's still ripping. If all of these scenarios come together, we could actually be on the verge of something happening. Usually we need a catalyst, we need rules to be implemented, but that's all happened and we haven't ripped yet. Now we're seeing liquidations in crypto. This is the first sign of something catastrophic happening while the SPY is running. While short sellers have historically lost a shitload of money in plays like Nvidia. And in the past month, short sellers doubled down on shorting the entire market and it has not played out well for them. I would be extremely worried if I was a short seller. I would be extremely worried if I was Citadel, if I was any of these market makers who are short AMC and GameStop. Overall, you let me know your thoughts under the video about this screenshot, about this crypto flush, and how it will correlate over to AMC, and the timing lines up perfectly. Also keep in mind a ton of contracts expiring same day, quad witching day on June 16th, as well as a few other catalysts like the GameStop meeting, as well as the lawsuit hopefully getting settled the 29th and the 30th. Also guys, before I close out this video, I find this a real coincidence that it lines up with this video that we're talking about. C3 AI, which is a famous AI tech stock, is going to be given away to you guys for free. Make sure to get C3 AI for free by using my link, downloading Moomoo, and making a deposit. You have to do this before the month of June is over. The only way to get additional C3 AI is to deposit $100 into your Moomoo account so that you guys can get that. Overall, you let me know what you think about these two clips of the media down below in the comments. Make sure to hit the like button, share the video with whoever you want to share it with, hit the subscribe button. Also guys, pop in the Discord. The link is right under the video. I promise you, you will not regret it. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. We are going to be talking some earnings plays in Discord. I love you all. Lottery Socks out.